All right. Well, we are live. Oh, Kyle's here. We're live, and we're having technical difficulties with the music machine here. So just pretend the intro music's playing, everyone. We are live here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let's do this, boys.
And here we go for another edition of the AEW Dynamite Review. Welcome, everybody, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook Live. My name is Frank Jofo, and this is the review for the AEW Dynamite. And we have, to my right, Selecta Brew from the Jofo podcast. What's going on, Selecta Boo?
Everything is great, and you know what? I liked tonight's Dynamite. You guys had some words about it before we went on air. I liked it. I'm feeling good. Let's do this.
Before
I live tweeted it.
Before we listen to your gibberish there about your AEW Dynamite happiness, we're gonna introduce the spoiler himself, Kyle, the spoiler Morin. What's going on, Kyle?
Drinking a Diet Coke because I got diabetes.
Someone a little more important than Kyle, Kofi Wheatson is in the house. I'm more excited that he's here than Kyle.
What's going on, Kofi? Go follow him on Twitch and on social media everywhere, on YouTube, especially. Their podcast is the shits, is the best ever. The Kings of New York. And the final member of our panel here, he's from the Dirty Four, and he has 16 other podcasts. Claudio, the comedy genius, Capri. What's going on, Claudio?
Hey, not much yourselves. 14 other podcasts. Where are these other podcasts?
I don't know. You have what? You have 34. You have.
I just have
Three men in a podcast.
That's it.
17 hosts on the Dirty Four too.
He's like the Dean Malenko, man of 1,000 holds.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So yeah. So we were talking before we went on the air there, and I don't know. Kyle wasn't here, but not for nothing. I wasn't too excited about this. I was excited to see it, but once it happened, I'm like, that's it. I'm like, I don't know.
Really? You have that reaction on an episode of Dynamite that didn't have Cody Rhodes in it?
I know.
Yeah.
I think he's starting to like Cody Rhodes maybe deep down inside.
I was saying all week that it was going to be Cody Rhodes tonight, and I would have been a lot happier to see Cody Rhodes, not because I like him, but I would have been happy to see him be that surprise guest, the Forbidden Door, whatever the hell you want to call it. Happy for Keith Lee, but
that match looked like shit.
I don't know. It didn't have the they didn't hype it up. Even when Kassidy was coming down, it didn't feel like he was gonna. I know, it was weird. And just another typical Keith Lee match, right? Like
the Bearcat, he's back.
Yeah, but 3 months he's been on sitting at home, and I would have thought that he would have came back chiseled, or at least lost a little bit of weight.
Listen, 3 months at home, and how many months at home when he was contracted to WWE? You can't get in better shape. You can't tweak that shit.
No, but I would have came back in super, not in like extraordinary shape. If you would have lost a little bit of weight, you would have noticed it, right? But he didn't, and it would have at least said to WWE, "Hey, you wanted me to lose weight? Screw you! I'm doing it for AEW and prove everybody wrong." But
didn't they let go? Braun
Strowman looks like a million bucks. If you look at Braun Strowman the day he walked into WWE and how he looks now, holy shit!
That's a scary man. Braun Strowman looks like that uncle that you'd find in a gay bar.
That's a scary man,
with his fucking short beard now.
Listen, if you want to talk about people that go to the gym and actually work out to look like an athlete, I'm with Kofi Wheatson here, because he doesn't understand, and I don't understand how the hell
because he has Wheatson in his name, or
no? How is Adam Cole number one contender before MJF and before like many people for that matter? How is Adam Cole, 12-year-old boy wearing his dad's leather jacket?
I'm pretty sure that Adam Cole.
Who did he beat? Who did
baby?
Adam Cole looks like he has COVID.
Yeah.
Guys, don't worry about Adam Cole.
Looked like Tom Hanks in Philadelphia tonight.
Don't worry about Adam Cole, baby. He's gonna come out on top. You know what it is? I'm telling you right now. I have a feeling they're not gonna say it. Baby. They're not gonna say it now, but I'm pretty sure that there was supposed to be a program with Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Adam Cole versus the Elite, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks. Kenny Omega is not coming back soon, I guess, and they had to do something. It's just exactly the same thing what they have to do with Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston, because I'm sure that match was supposed to happen But Eddie, I don't know, he tripped over a pack of smokes or something, or I don't know what happened.
Something on a banana peel fell on the stairs.
Something happened, so he got hurt, and they had to change the narrative. So things happened, and we don't know about it, and they only come out with it after, right? So we're only going to find out about this after. But that's what I think that's what happened. But to see Adam Cole do what he did tonight, I'm back on board, baby.
Okay, let's backtrack here. I know how we like to start in the middle of the show when we do this. Let's back it up to our boy MJF. I tuned in. He was already being walked out on that chair. He was sitting on like the throne, and they were walking him out at the beginning.
Yeah.
You were watching that, Kyle?
Yeah, of course.
Did you see that smooch that he got?
How hot was that?
He does the one little classy kiss, and he goes to the other girl on deep make out there. What was going on there? Is that
a shoot?
Was that a shoot? Was she really trying to make sure she's remembered? I give her
don't know,
props
but
for that.
Was that Sheila the shoot?
He made out with her, and I'm sure that he took advantage of the situation too, right? Ric Flair style, I'm sure. So.
Yeah, well, he's the new Ric Flair. He's the modern day Ric Flair.
Yeah, I would have did the same thing. But it is what it is.
Basically.
But to see how it started with Wardlow coming down, they're really building Wardlow up good, eh? Do you know that?
Yeah.
They're building up Wardlow, and you know what, Kyle? It reminds me of when Batista was going to detract from Evolution, and I think I was telling Trax today, I go, I hope that they play this off right and they don't play it off like they do. Like sometimes they steal a lot of stuff from WWE, right? So I hope they don't do the same thing like MJF and Spears are talking shit about Wardlow, and then Wardlow hears about it on the side kind of thing, like they did with Batista. But the way it's going now, if they play it right, Wardlow could be a big time player. Not the best wrestler. Has the look, has the moves, has those whatever 4, 5, 6 moves he has, but
Wardlow.
But I'm saying that if they
if
they play it right, they already have, and they already have the chance, like Goldberg. That's the perfect name, Wardlow. So it's I'm happy with how it's going, and like we said, right, the CM Punk storyline with MJF was the middle ground for the eventual storyline that we're all going to see soon enough is MJF versus Wardlow.
Yeah, but Punk did that in WWE too. He did that same shit tonight that he did to the Shield back in the day.
Yeah, but Punk, you know what it is now? Punk, I think he wants to be that guy that, hey, look what I did for this guy, or look what I did for that guy. He doesn't want to win titles. He doesn't want to be
I'm just saying he's reusing his old storyline.
Oh, yeah, for sure, 100%. That's CM Punk 101 right there. So
CM Punk 101.
What do you think about it, Mr. Comedy?
I liked it. I enjoyed it, especially when he came out with Darby and Sting. I'm like, oh, shit's about to get real.
A whole lot of stuff to unpack there, right? Like,
yeah.
Let's say hi to our friends. Let's say hi to our friends at Side Note Suplex. Go follow them on YouTube as well, on all your social media platforms, and our brothers from the Circle of Debate podcast. Go follow them as well. Nice to see you guys.
So yeah,
and Clark Street Wrestling as well. What's going on, guys? The Kings of Chicago, the Kings of Cali, and the Kings of New York, all in the chat. I love to see it. Go follow them as well. Sorry,
all four corners. No, I was just gonna say I got a little confused at first. It looked like they were setting up for Wardlow and FTR against CM Punk and Darby and Sting, and then they argued, and then they shuffled it up, and they said, no, you got to fight without them. Without Darby, you got to find another friend, and then they turned it into Wardlow. How did Wardlow get that match after? That's what I missed, I guess. I was confused. What happened? What happened is what I'm saying.
Yeah, same. I got lost.
Does anyone know what happened in that first segment? Like a whole lot of
It
was a bit confusing, but
it's because it's an AEW paced show. That's how they do shit. You'll have this big angle. Look, they did it twice tonight. They did it with Wardlow, where he just came out and had a random match, got changed like that. And then they did it again with Jericho and Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
That's
kind of a WWE move as well, right? Like they have
they'll have a segment. You'll never see that guy again unless he's got a match later.
But doesn't WWE like have that segment? They're talking on the mic, and then something happens, and then the commercial break goes. They come back and they're fighting in the ring after.
Yeah, that, but that's not what happened tonight.
But it was similar, but it just had a segment.
And then the next segment began with another guy from the previous one that had nothing to do with the previous segment.
I see what you're saying. Okay. And they did that twice. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So what came out of it was Wardlow against who the fuck did he fight after in that match?
He fought
the Blade.
Yeah. So Wardlow against the Blade and FTR against CM Punk and mystery partner later on. That's what came out of that first segment, right?
Yeah.
All right. So moving on, what do we have next? We had again in the backstage, I think near the stairs or something. We just had Andrade.
Oh, before that, let's read the comment of Circle of Debate. There's a new person here. Hi guys, I'm from the UK. Did you see Keith Lee wearing the same gear he wore when he debuted on the main roster? He's called Limitless Keith Lee. He must have trademarked it. He was called that in WWE. They wanted to trademark his name. I think I remember that in WWE. He didn't want to. So that's why he was able to keep, if that's his real name, I'm pretty sure it is. So that's why he didn't trademark it, so that he couldn't get held back by WWE. But nice to see you. I can't pronounce his first name. We're a real sport. Raleigh, you're on YouTube. Take a second, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for the question. We'll be talking about that in a little bit, Keith Lee. And then we have Circle of Debate that also writes, Frank, I said exactly what you said last week. Agreed, but Chris Jericho said that maybe Wardlow, Chris said that maybe Wardlow may be trolling us all this time. Maybe, who knows? Chris is Chris Kennedy from the Circle of Debate podcast. I honestly think that they're teasing us, but if they don't turn Wardlow against MJF, I think this is going to be all for nothing. But I don't think they're going to troll us in that way. They're going to tease us until it happens. But when it does happen, because it's like we said, I didn't think Batista was going to disband from Evolution until that significant moment happened backstage, right? So we'll see. But thanks for the comments, guys. Sorry, what were you saying, Bruno?
If I'm not mistaken, next up we had Andrade in the back.
Oh man,
talking with
Sting and Darby
Allin again.
Oh my God,
there you go. They did it 3 times.
Yeah. I swear to God, the more I see Andrade talk, the more I'm like, this looks like a guy who came out of an 80s gangster.
You hate Hispanic
people? I wonder if he talks like that in real life, like that. If he talks like that to Charlotte, like, is that how he talks? Like, I'm sure that's not how he talks. Like, just talk normal for God's sake.
She's better off learning Spanish. She's probably learned Spanish at this point.
Hey, do you like money? Because
they break up.
Or just don't talk and make Matt Hardy talk for you. If that's the only thing he's good at.
Matt Hardy ran away. All right, so we're not getting into that.
He was on the other staircase across the stadium.
I think he's trying to play off like Razor Ramon there in the 90s.
I don't know.
Trying to be Tony Montana there.
Yeah. That's what's coming to me. I'm like, he's trying to be a dated Tony Montana.
Did we actually think that Andrade was going to convince Darby Allin to come in the group? Like, no. Come on.
But you have to admit, I liked what Sting said about Darby. He goes, first of all, he's not my kid. Second of all, he can do whatever. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, and the one thing that I noticed he said, Darby Allin, which didn't make sense to me because I think he buried himself when he said this. He's like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go for the TNT title. Why not the heavyweight title? Why would you want to go for the TNT? You're going to be a TNT title chaser for the rest of your life? Is that why we're paying Sting probably over $1 million to stand next to you so you could go for the TNT title? Come on.
Yeah, maybe it's a step. He goes for TNT and then he goes for the
But then Andrade said that he is going to be the next TNT champ. So
I could see Andrade becoming
a number one contenders type of rivalry there.
I'm just disappointed we didn't see Cody Rhodes tonight.
You didn't see your man crush, huh? You didn't see your man crush there, huh?
I think I hate to like him. That's what it is now. I'm confused. Anyways, sorry about that. Just
okay, I'll understand. Like, you know what? If I find an AEW action figure of Cody Rhodes, I'll get it free, Frank.
No thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, get two actually.
Yeah,
get four. Get four.
We need a backup.
Yeah.
In case Frank gets mad.
So you think that there's going to be obviously a match, maybe number one contender for the TNT title between Andrade, Darby, winner goes to face Sammy Guevara?
Yeah.
It looks like it.
If it's going to happen, it's definitely going to happen on. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen on Rampage.
Yeah, you know what? You've been good with the semi spoilers recently there. Not as up to par with the spoiler alert champion Kyle Morin, but hey,
baby,
it's all about the.
Of that,
yeah.
Since it's been a while, and we've been putting off this trivia match, I'm supposed to go after him for the title. I think maybe.
I think you should re-earn your fucking.
You be quiet. I earned my thing.
Is that because he cheated?
Yeah, you earned
right?
it. You earned it last year.
Yeah, because he cheated, right?
Like it doesn't expire because you're hiding in your little rabbit hole.
Well, it does. It does.
I'm not hiding.
The money in the bank is only you can only cash it in within 1 year of the win. So sorry.
Next pay-per-view for AEW. We
Claudio,
do our predictions here.
Give him the line. Give him the line. Back to the action.
Whoever has the best predictions for the next AEW pay-per-view gets the title. Me versus Kyle.
Blah 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 blah.
Even if I beat him, when I
Kyle,
beat him,
just admit he cheated the last time, and we could keep going on with this great AEW review that we had.
Sorry, I was having this really funny dream. Back to the action.
Back to the action.
You could sidestep anyways. Next up, speaking of competitive matches, like it's going to be next time I face you for that title.
Oh, God.
Wardlow face off against Blade. And it wasn't a typical 2 minutes, 5 power bombs, he's gone. It was actually a match that went through commercial.
Well,
Blade was made to look strong.
You got to think of it this way. You got to think of it that, you know, the WWE video game where you start off at the bottom, you start off with the jobbers, and you make yourself go up. That's what basically he's doing right now. So the next guy he's going to face is going to be another name guy, because Blade, we all know who Blade is. He's not going to be world champion or whatever, but we all know who he is. We all know what he's capable of. But now he's going to be facing the name guys, and he's going to go up he's going to go up the steps towards maybe becoming that. You know what? Wardlow is going to become world champion. He has everything going for him right now. So depending on if he does it without MJF or with him, well, I'm going to have to wait and see.
Frank, are you telling me right here, right now, that he's going to fight the Butcher next week? Is that what you're saying?
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
There would have been.
I wouldn't be surprised, Kyle.
I mean,
who's the next guy that's not like, you know what I mean? Like he's not going to face. He might face maybe who's there he could face in that instant. I don't know. Like, but you know what I'm trying to say is that
give him a big guy to go with now.
Exactly, not a guy that
work the small guys.
Keith Lee, give him already.
No,
Keith
you can't, because you're not going to be. You can't give a loss to Keith Lee, and you can't give Wardlow is not losing until
at this point. It's going to be a Murderhawk Monster, poor guy.
Well, or maybe like Powerhouse Hobbs or something.
Or Jade Cargill.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Wardlow is Jade Cargill.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
What's
for
up,
the TBS title, it would be even better.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we can see that match on our OnlyFans.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Enzo Medicino, what's going on, buddy?
He just has to take a fork and just stab Jade in the forehead, and then he just slowly, camera close up, just licks the blood off the fork.
All we know is that we're going to see MJF versus Wardlow. The next pay-per-view, I'm sure we're going to see it
with Adam Page.
Oh.
Yeah,
for sure. Of course, they're doing something with that.
Yeah.
But
obviously,
one thing we do know is that Penta says,
"Yeah, isn't that your favorite wrestler?"
I don't remember exactly what he said, but I know he dug out a new mask.
Honestly,
well, that was my cue to go to the bathroom, so I didn't really see that segment.
Penta says he doesn't like what you have to say, Frank, and Penta says, "Kyle, you're next."
Are we doing the trivia match now, or are we going to do the?
No,
AEW
you didn't
review?
see. You didn't see that though. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, okay, what's the point of
thing.
this?
Okay, so he's digging out his mask and he's going against Claudio's favorite guy.
You know what? Let me stop you there for a second. You actually think, Bruno, that you were going to beat Kyle in a trivia match? Are you sick?
No, I said predictions on the next.
No, but you said that before. Are you sick?
Trivia match, it depends if I get the right questions. Like if somebody asks me.
Yeah, of course. If somebody writes the questions you want to be answered, of course, yes.
Who
piece of shit
lost the title on the last WCW Nitro?
Yeah.
All right, folks, back to the action.
That's like history. That's history.
I feel like coming up the stairs right now and giving you a beating right now.
Penta says you lost and you got to deal with it, baby. And you just got to walk.
We have somebody that watched the trivia right here. A2 the tracks, and he said that it was fixed. He could, exactly. If it's fixed, he could win. Exactly. It's the only way. But let me start to interrupt you once again here, but continue. Sorry.
Honestly, I thought when they were doing the Penta thing, honestly, one person came to my mind. I thought it was Wyndham. I'm like, cool. No.
You've been looking for him. How's that been going?
Yeah, how's that been going?
Yo, guys, I got mugged in a parking lot in St. Leonard here this past Saturday. Jesus Christ.
Tonight, before you go to bed, check your closet and check under your bed. You never know; you could be under there. So,
yeah.
What if Wyndham's part of the Freedom Convoy?
Ooh, makes sense.
Maybe you should take your act to Ottawa and find them.
No, I'm not doing that.
You might be hiding Trudeau. You're gonna find Wyndham before you find Trudeau, guaranteed.
That's true. Oh man, this entire time is hiding Trudeau. Oh fuck.
Well, it's like Monday Night Raw watching that stuff happen, but that's another story. Yeah. So it's literally like Stone Cold Steve Austin. You have truckers going up against the corporation, which is this bonehead. You know what I mean? It's so funny. It's literally, and then The Rock coming out. I was talking about it the other night with the other guys. The Rock coming out defending Joe Rogan online. Like the whole world's so fucked up.
Because you know what it is? All the people that are complaining about Joe Rogan probably don't. Like I said, the tracks today. They probably don't even listen to the podcast. They just listen or they see things that are said about him, but they don't actually listen to the podcast. You know what I mean?
Obviously.
That's for another day. That's another podcast. Let's continue here. Let's continue
podcast. Back to the comedy here.
Start your own podcast, Bruno.
Okay, so next up, I think we got to do what these guys did. Would they have an inner circle team meeting?
Team meeting.
Jericho always has to have some fucking platform, that bastard.
I love him. He's the best.
Like, we have the debate next week. We have the team meeting. We have the town hall meeting.
Yes, everything has to be titled. There has to be a title to it.
It's going to be a board meeting.
Kyle,
attendance is mandatory.
Do you think you weren't here last week, but do you notice I think he's stealing a name that you should have. He's trying to really push that name of being the influencer. That's his new from the champion to everything else.
Well, from one influencer, Kyle, to another influencer like Chris Jericho with millions of views, each of them that they have. He's an influencer just as much as Kyle. So it's talking to an actual influencer here to Kyle. What do you think is going to happen here with the Inner Circle and Chris Jericho, Kyle?
I mean, it's about time they split up, right? What have they been doing? Sammy Guevara's going off on his own.
Taking off his shirt and everything.
I hope they don't do like.
I think it's going to go great, but
for
Jake Hager's sake, I hope they stay together because that poor bastard is going to get his watch papers if they don't.
Did you see him? It looked like he didn't know what was going on. Like he was lost in the ring.
Didn't.
He's just there for like a statue.
That's why, like I was saying in the old reviews, swap him for profit.
That's it. Yeah, I think you had something going there. Nobody listened to you.
Nobody listened to me.
No, they should have.
I think they need to do what they're doing, but I thought it was going to happen hard tonight, but we need to heel Chris Jericho again. He's so much more fun as a heel, and they just need Hager to stand beside him as his goon muscle.
Wow.
Jericho needs
let them
to
break
take a
up,
break.
but Jericho needs to be a heel again.
Jericho needs to go away.
Jericho needs to leave and come back, I think.
Do what he does best.
He's got to come back as
Leave,
a heel.
Reinvigorate, come back.
Like, yeah, but back like when he was feuding with Cody when it first started. It's more fun when he's an asshole.
Go get in his wrestling cocoon and turn it into something else.
Well, they canceled they rescheduled the Jericho cruise that was supposed to happen in March. This was the St. Patrick's Day one that he was going to have. So that's off the
from that thing, Florida
or Florida, and then it goes to Bahamas. Florida's
pretty like open though. Feels like it would be.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know, just didn't happen. So
I think Jericho got a facelift.
I don't know, man, but it's just
that his eyes done though.
I don't know. It's a weird story. I don't know where it's gonna go. Like I said before, I think the whole thing with Jericho, he was supposed to be in a program with Eddie Kingston. So now they're bringing in. I don't know. It's just a little bit weird to me how it's portraying in front of our eyes right now. Obviously,
this is more
they have to make. They have to make. Yeah, obviously, they have to do that. But to make them heels or babyfaces, right?
Babyface, and Jericho's got to be the heel. That's why even Sammy turned on him. They're all saying it's all about you.
So
what they say about if it wasn't for Santana said, if it wasn't for Ortiz, I would have popped you. I would have dropped you a long time ago.
So basically, and they're fighting next week, right?
It'd be crazy, eh? If they drop heel Jericho and Jericho just has like a side faction of new people. And
well, let's say he brings in Homicide.
He likes the faction war. So
yeah, he said that. Yeah, I brought
maybe
members of LAX or something like that.
When he said that, you know what? I didn't think of Homicide and the other guys, but I was thinking the actual LAX of now, who is Slice Boogie and Danny Limelight in MLW.
Ooh.
That would have been cool, but I don't know.
Claudio, do you think Jericho had plastic surgery?
Someone that has had plastic surgery before, Claudio?
I see Claudio trying to think of a joke. It doesn't happen.
No, he's talking. His microphone's not working, though.
Claudio, it's off here.
Yeah,
Claudio, your microphone's not working there, pal.
Why is it off?
Somebody finally cut his mic off.
Hey.
Fucking 4 years I've been watching this guy do stand-up. Somebody finally got the idea to cut his mic.
Fucking Bruno, cut your mic, Claudio. I'm very sorry.
It wasn't me.
It's okay.
This would have never happened on the 34.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
He's back.
I'll get my revenge. Yeah, no, I don't know because his eyes seem weird, huh?
He's got plastic surgery.
Yeah. For sure. Hey, Frank, why don't you ask Joey and have Joey ask Chris? Hey, Chris,
you know what? That's a very good idea. You know what?
Are you allergic to something? Because bro, looks like you ate like I
know. Clock Street Wrestling has had the Joey Cassata on as well. Very good friend of our show and their show as well. He's been on the 34. Very good friends with Chris Jericho. Yeah, maybe I should ask Joey Cassata. Maybe I should get him on the show and see what's going on and in the world of Chris Jericho now, because it's a little bit weird. I like to see him on top every time, but he can't always be on top every
exactly.
show. So
maybe he's just they're just toning him down a little bit because if he's being the same thing like Kyle and his jokes. If you keep hearing Kyle saying the same thing, you'll be like, man, I want to give him some Rogaine or something.
Whoa, I am not touching that one. Where did that come from? Fuck.
Hey, man, Kyle's roasting me. I want to roast him back.
The same thing.
I thought you guys were friends.
Sorry, I'm over here just Netflix and chilling. But that's the first time anybody's heard that.
Oh yeah. Well,
hey, what's going on? What's going on, Gapes on YouTube? Thanks for tuning in.
Hey,
good friend of ours from the Jofo podcast as well. Go check those guys out on Monday nights at 9 p.m.
Hey, Gapes, like Jericho had a dark match with the bees.
Going on now, so yeah,
it looks like he had a dark match with some mortadella.
Well, they're having a match. They're having a match next week, right?
Yeah.
Santana Ortiz, Jericho Hager. So I think it's going to be a clean match up until Jericho and Hager just unleash the chair shots and give those guys a beating, and that's it. And that's how you turn heel. And that's it. That's my opinion. I think that's what's gonna happen. Nice and easy, nice and simple.
Does anybody know anything about I don't even understand the name that they gave to Trent, one half of the Best Friends, and
that's those guys are from New Japan Pro Wrestling.
It's always that, yeah.
That's
what's the name? Did you guys catch the name? I don't.
I can't even pronounce it. I know some guys in the chat. I know the Circle of Debate knows New Japan Pro Wrestling very well. Maybe you could help us out. But they are a great tag team for what I know of them, and to see them do a little backstage vignette, and great to see Jay White. I saw Jay White, I think it was last week. He was in the same ring as Speedball Mike Bailey in Impact, and I didn't think he was going to be I thought he was just going to be maybe exclusive just with Impact and New Japan. But it seems to me that he's opening that forbidden door wide open. So, we saw him tonight.
I was a little sad because I thought that was going to be the surprise. I'm like, who the heck is this guy?
Yeah, that's I'm like, yeah.
Well, I knew exactly who it was. I saw it right away. I knew who that was right away.
Kyle, you know who that guy is?
I have no idea who that guy is. I don't watch
Jay White. Start watching Impact, guys. Impact Wrestling. Our boy, Speedball Mike Bailey's there. PCO.
That guy looked like a meth head.
He's actually a very good wrestler. He's one of the leaders of the Bullet Club.
You look like Amazon version of Jeff Hardy.
Well, because they needed somebody. Well, because I think, like I said, I think this whole Kenny Omega injury has screwed up a lot of these storylines here. So they're scrambling back there. That's for sure, because you could see it on tonight's show, even last week's show. But the show must go on. And
by the way,
I think things are going to pick up soon there. But Jay White in the mix there with the Elite, I like it. I like it a lot.
By the way, Enzo brings up a really good question. Am I the only one that notices they've been promoting a huge announcement from Tony Khan tonight and all week, and we didn't?
The announcement was Keith Lee.
That was the announcement. Yeah.
That was the announcement.
That was the free agent.
But is that the next segment, Bruno?
After that, we had a private party.
So yeah,
commercial break.
So, if you noticed when Isiah Kassidy was coming down the ring, the announcers didn't like pump it up. Like, who is it gonna be? Like it was just like, okay, bang, and then you obviously knew it was Keith Lee. Like we were talking today, Kyle, and we were saying it was either going to be. We were both in agreement that I think it would have been better if it was Cody Rhodes, because I think that would have not solidified the heel turn, but teased the heel turn to the point where he was going to get booed like crazy. But Keith Lee,
Isiah Kassidy.
I don't know, man. I don't know. They really teased it to the point where they had it against Isiah Kassidy, so you thought it was going to be Jeff Hardy. You thought it was going to be Samoa Joe. You thought it was going to be Johnny Gargano. You thought it was going to be all these people. And lo and behold, are you happy? Like, I don't think.
Could have been Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler. That relegated to Tuesday nights now, poor guy. But, Keith
hey, at least they gave him the main event.
I'm happy for Keith Lee. Don't get me wrong, but to be the surprise and the way that people were pumping it up all week, I don't know. It didn't hit for me.
The only thing I could say for this match is Matt Hardy ran like a little girl.
Do you have like a camera just on Matt Hardy like the whole time, knowing what he's doing every time?
Claudio cam.
Yeah, let's see what they're doing. No, but honestly,
well, Clark Street Wrestling here. He says, "I'm happy for Keith Lee, but do you think Keith would be booked well like Hook or Bryan Danielson, or get the Will Hobbs, Scorpio Sky, Jay Lethal treatment?" That's a very good question. That's a very good question. You guys have an answer for that? I have the answer for that.
Well, I don't think Will Hobbs is in the Scorpio Sky Jay Lethal thing. I think they're just waiting. Like I feel like they don't want to do a Will Hobbs they did with Jade Cargill. Like they just put it in the spotlight too quick. They're just like, he's there, he's doing his thing, whatever he's doing his thing. They make him look like a big strong guy. But Scorpio Sky Jay Lethal. I don't think they're gonna do that to him.
No,
I don't think. No. Well, I don't think he's compared to Bryan Danielson though, who's like a guy who was like a magician.
Honestly, I'm gonna say it right now. I don't know why AEW just doesn't do in company invasion of all these ex WWE wrestlers forming together and going against all the AEW guys.
Yeah,
I'd love to see it.
Yeah,
Earl Cole is in the chat. He was at the event tonight in Atlantic City. So Earl, what a show! Great show. I didn't see you.
Lucky son of a gun.
By the way,
lucky son of a gun for sure.
But I think, because the announcers mentioned like something with that Keith Lee looks like Mark Strong.
Who's that?
No, what's his name? Oh, sorry, Mark Henry. Yeah, man. I'm like, that would be a match if they
you'll
both
never
fought.
see that. You'll never see
That's
that.
Clark Street Wrestling. I think they're gonna book him strong, not like Bryan Danielson, but strong, more like a beast. Like,
this is this match that he had. This match that he had was
smart too, though.
This match was in the tournament, right? And the winner gets a #1 contender spot for the title, right? Face of the Revolution.
The Faces of the Revolution ladder match.
So, Keith Lee, maybe depending on who else is in this tournament, I'm sure it'll be like something maybe like a Ruby Soho kind of thing. She'll maybe go to the final.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, and I'm going to tell you right now, depending on who he's going to face, I'll be rooting for Keith Lee. That's for sure. But like I said, it just didn't have the feel of the big surprise, the big reveal. Like, I don't know if that's the commentator's fault, because Tony Khan, everybody was talking about it all week, like to the point where Claudio called me, I called Kyle, like it was exciting. And then it was just like
CM Punk's partner.
Happy for Keith Lee.
He should have been CM Punk's partner at the end, because they were teasing that there's no one in the back that's gonna be your teammate. They kept teasing. So
you
why they waste him against Isiah Kassidy? It should have been like that big like, oh, who is CM Punk bringing, and then you bring him out, right?
Yeah, that would have been.
That's a little more like
you're
doubling up on the
or triple
excitement.
or CM Punk had a triple was a triple threat match. You could have had John Moxley. And then you already had
Moxley
the hype.
He comes out, he does his thing in the crowd. They could have put him to beat up Isiah Kassidy. Like everyone would have been happy. They would have been able to cheer as he does his thing.
I think what you're trying to say is that
like
Bruno,
that pop for like who's a surprise.
If it would have been Keith Lee as the partner for CM Punk, it would have automatically gave him the CM Punk rub to Keith Lee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But coming in by himself, Keith Lee
against Isiah Kassidy.
Everybody was excited to see him.
Yeah.
But let's see how excited people are going to be next week and the week after for Keith Lee. That's the question, right? And I hope good things for Keith Lee, but I just didn't think that he needed to be the guy that everybody was talking about tonight to be the surprise guy, I think. That's just my opinion.
That's just my opinion. Fucking opinion.
Yeah. So
after that, we had a quick promo that Thunder Rosa is going to have a no DQ match against Mercedes Martinez next week.
Another WWE person? Did you notice there was a WWE person almost in every single match?
Yeah. Who was she from WWE? What was her name in WWE?
She was Mercedes Martinez. Oh, okay. She was in NXT.
You don't watch the show?
Yeah. What? No, I thought she had a different name. I don't know. What did you say is still what's his Rusev? Miro's wife. Is she not with WWE anymore?
Yeah, they fired her ass too.
They fired her too. Miro has been out for a while. He hasn't even been on Twitch.
So that's probably
I noticed that too as well.
It's probably gonna return with her.
Miro's gonna return. I can't wait for that.
90-day clause there.
Coincidentally, I heard he's gonna be returning on Rusev Day, so that's pretty cool too.
Ooh. That was today.
It's every day.
He only shows up if he sees a shadow, though.
You know what's crazy? I'm just off topic because we had Jimmy Jacobs on, and we were talking about the list and the Festival of Friendship. The Festival of Friendship. I learned that from you, Kyle. The Festival of Friendship ended February 13th, 2017, which is this Sunday. Okay, this Monday on Raw, they're doing the RK Bro Party, which they're gonna have Randy Orton and Riddle in the ring. So you can already kind of tell what's gonna happen there with the whole breaking up and going against each other at WrestleMania. So I found that pretty cool that it fell on actually the anniversary, like the day before the Festival of Friendship, which is pretty cool. So off topic.
How much weed do you think are was it?
A lot. Not as much as Pat McAfee. Not as much as Pat McAfee. I think Pat McAfee does edibles.
But Randy Orton's known he smokes weed too, right? And Matt Riddle, they're both like known like stoners, right?
Yeah.
And Randy Orton's like the veteran there. He knows he's set up. But they put me in this thing. I have to be.
But I think it's okay to smoke weed now, right?
Wow. Yeah, I think they took it off the list.
Yeah, it's not like
in the UFC they took it off.
Unless you're not coming in all fucking bamboozled there or something. But like if you know what I mean, like
you're not doing a Scott Hall house shows 10 years ago. Anyway, moving on. One thing, I don't do this often, but Frank, I will give you credit because you told me a long time ago.
This is getting recorded, right? Okay.
Yeah.
It's live. Okay. Perfect.
You told me a long time ago when I didn't really watch WWE at all, and I still don't really see it, but you told me that FTR would be one of my favorite tag teams. Like
they are my favorite tag
team. They're the best tag team in wrestling right now.
Definitely solidified.
Yeah, I'm right.
Like, I'll say it right now. You were right about that one. Tonight definitely. I don't get to see them a lot.
And you know what? I honestly
get to see 2.0 every week. But
I think they should have won tonight. They should have won tonight.
Me too. I thought the same thing.
They should have won tonight. It would have gave them so much heat. And you know, like
cheating win, like they did, an old school hold the tights, like he did.
And why? And you know why? And you know why they didn't win? Because I think it was just an impromptu match that they just had to put on. Plus, they're probably saying like, "Well, John Moxley's making $6 million a year here. We got to put him on the show here, or what's the point?" So they just threw him in, and that's it. They had a good match. It looked like to me that CM Punk got injured, and John Moxley got injured as well.
Yeah, no, he did.
So
that was intense, though.
It even looked like Wardlow got injured too in his match. If I didn't bring that up before, but They were all three of them were holding their knee. I don't know if that was kayfabe or anything, but like I said, like you guys don't talk in the back. Like I'm gonna pretend like my left knee hurts or my arm or my back, but everyone went for that. Everyone's left knee hurt tonight for some fucking reason.
Apparently, whenever they work a limb over, it's always the left one.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe I remember I read that in Bret Hart's book. It's either I'm pretty sure it's the left one.
Yeah.
And if it's not, it's the right one. So.
Or maybe it's under a contract. You know, fake an injury on your left side of your body only.
Yeah, that's what.
Why would that be in a contract?
That's in the contract for sure.
For sure, I'm sure.
I was gonna say
for what purpose would that be in the contract? I want to know.
I don't know.
when FTR did that, there was a nice setup where they grabbed the bell outside, and CM Punk
Bruno's not going to save you next time.
Yeah, I was saying FTR. I think like you said, should have won with that dirty finish with the hitting with the bell. They didn't. They did a bunch of other things. They still didn't win. Then they did the holding the tights, and they still didn't win. And then Tully Blanchard comes in and starts whipping CM Punk with his jacket.
I know Kyle was happy to see Tully Blanchard in the ring, but I don't think I could. That could have ended up bad. And like CM Punk, I don't think he knew how much Tony Blanchard weighed or something. I don't know, or he was really milking that knee injury. That's what it was.
There was a time that he didn't.
Come on, man. It's like he tried.
CM Punk's not like a powerhouse either, though.
So why are you doing that move to a bigger guy than you then? Like Tony Blanchard weighs more than him. You know, like come on, man.
Jim Ross, Tully putting some resistance there, trying to fighting him off because you know.
So you have some comments here. Earl Cole, damn you, Earl! I'm so jealous of you. You were there tonight. I think expectations were high as to whom Tony Khan was going to sign. And everyone ruined it. That's very true. That's very true. And that left some flat and disappointed with Keith Lee. That's what it is, right? So maybe Tony Khan doesn't say there's going to be something that's going to happen tonight and just let it happen, for God's sake.
Listen. I tweeted this weeks ago. The worst part about wrestling are the fans.
Yes, of course. But not every single wrestling fan is on Twitter, right? You know what I mean? Like that's where the hub is for all stupidity and rumors and spoilers and.
But did anyone talk about the other guy, Jay White, online? Did anyone even bring his name up?
No, that wasn't the guy that was supposed to come. But
I know, but they had a good opportunity because I thought that was the guy, and I was so depressed. I'm like, oh, that's the big fucking guy.
You didn't even know who he was.
They could have double swerved us and made it seem like that is the big Forbidden Door guy, and then again go all the way to the last match, the main event. And then boom, CM Punk comes out, and then boom, it's Keith Lee.
So it seemed like there was more excitement to see.
That's the guy, and then
there was more excitement. There was more excitement to see Jay White show up than Keith Lee. To my what I saw.
I guess it's more ex-WWE star. You're automatically higher.
But
I love the billboard. I know who he is just because he was on WWE.
I'd love to know from Earl if the crowd ate Keith Lee up as much as we heard on the TV, because he was there live, so he has the best perspective of it. But going on, sorry to interrupt you again. Doing that a lot tonight.
What do we have? We have a bunch of stuff in the comments here. Meltzer ruined Keith Lee.
Meltzer ruined Keith Lee's debut. Everybody did, because there was pictures of them on their honeymoon. They were analyzing that. Mia Yim, her fiance, whatever, she had different nail polish on in the picture compared to the day that she got married, and everyone's like, "Oh, then this picture is old," so that they must. It was all like, that's why, I sometimes I like to hear the spoilers because I'm so used to being close to an actual spoiler alert guy like Kyle, so I appreciate the spoilers, but sometimes I think I just want to be
surprised.
Yeah, exactly. What's the word? Like genuinely surprised. Like, wow. Like for example, honestly, I'm going to say this. Ronda Rousey. I don't think a lot of people thought she was going to be there, but realistically, they're like, nah, I don't think she's going to come. But when she did, I was surprised. I think a lot of people were surprised. That's what you want. You want that surprise factor. You want, and I just didn't get it with Keith Lee. As much as I'm happy that he's there and he's getting the opportunity to show his skills, because he's a great wrestler. For the size of the guy, what a wrestler.
Yeah, and matter of fact, speaking of that, go check out his match with Speedball Mike Bailey.
I know. I
Like
remember you
one
said
of the
that.
best wrestling matches I've ever seen.
You got a genuine thank you from Speedball. It's like, wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fuck, that's such a good match.
Yeah. But
Bruno, can you get the link? Find a link. Drop it in the comments.
Yeah.
What?
Of that fucking match.
I got it. Continue, Bruno. Continue.
So
we had the debut
the other
of,
pod god stepping on his toes.
It's good. We have next up we had AQA, who was trained by Booker T, up against Jade Cargill. Thoughts on AQA's debut match?
Yeah, that's all right. I forgot about it.
Yeah, it was all right, cool. It was an intense match.
I think it was a better one of Jade Cargill's better matches. Nice shooting star press.
But who is Jade Cargill gonna face next now? That's what I want to know.
Whoever's a better wrestler than her that can make her look good, kind of like this girl did tonight. Except
But
the finish was a bit like
technically she falls under Serena Deeb's challenge. So
that's what I want to see: Serena Deebs versus Jade Cargill. Oh, that's gonna be intense.
I think we could all agree the professor, but there's only one professor in professional wrestling, and that's Professor H. Shane Hawk, Kyle's favorite IWS wrestler, the ginger. What's it? What do you call it?
No, I don't want to piss off fucking the animal.
Why? Well, they're not a tag team.
No, but they were. We saw their match fucking 3 months ago.
I know.
So that was the next match. So pretty much
that
was
that. Good match.
I think she was good. I like her. I think she could be a top contender of at least someone that they could work on as like new girls. Then we had a nice, good old fashioned Young Bucks promo with your boy Adam Cole, and again they talk about
pale did he look?
Well,
he just looks like he doesn't give a shit. He looks like
well, someone here in the comments mentioned that he is if you scroll up the comments, because we're talking about Adam Cole earlier.
Baby.
Someone walking pneumonia or something. I don't know if that's a joke, but I read someone.
Kofi Wheaton at the beginning when we were talking about it.
Yeah. So
Don't on my boy like that, man. That's a future world champion right there.
Jeremy Profits always says, like, if you're walking down the street and you look at this person, would you be intimidated if you had to just get into a fight with them? Like, you know?
No.
And he definitely doesn't fit in that category.
Good night, Earl. Have a good night. I'm still jealous that you were at the show tonight, but we'll talk about that on the Wrestling Experience. Catch his Wrestling Experience on his YouTube channel.
Yes, sir. So yeah, moving on. What do we have next? Next up, we have Serena Deeb.
Intimidating anymore.
Well, everyone's saying like even there's another person that said that Adam Cole looked a bit ill tonight, but I think that's how he's always looked. I think.
No, he looks super pale.
Like I don't know. I look pale, but I don't know. I'm not sick. Maybe sick in the head, but
Adam COVID, baby.
Stop.
Last week, he's putting all his money in Britt Baker, and he's pretty much
exactly
going back. He's stay-at-home dad, stay-at-home Adam Cole while Britt Baker is out.
You think these guys
bringing home the big bucks? He's happy with it.
Exactly. They're
like,
bringing
my
home
wife
the big bucks.
is the headliner.
That's all that matters in the end. That's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't have to go to the gym.
Him and Seth Rollins should just be a tag team then.
All the stupidity that people talking like, oh, why isn't he doing this? Why is he doing that? He must be laughing. I wish people would say that stuff about us and say, I would laugh. I'd love it. You know, like I just got the check cashed in 12 o'clock tonight. Thank you, Tony. You know, like who cares? Who cares? So, who cares? What do you want to do? I want to see Brian Cage, for God's sake. Supposedly he called out Bryan Danielson on Twitter.
Well, now we're getting Mr. Britt Baker versus Hangman Adam Page.
Hey, Off the Top Rope podcast. What's going on? Go check those guys out as well. Great show. Great guys. Check them out on social media and on YouTube as well. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it.
And click that link for the Speedball Mike Bailey match. That's such a good fucking match.
It's such a good match. Such a good match.
Show. After this show.
Such a good match.
No, I'm telling them to do that.
Even the one he had with Walter too, as well.
Guys, watch that right after we're done with this.
Yes.
And Kyle, you know what? I'm just gonna quick throw it out there quick. Watch the PCO versus Walter match.
Yeah, I saw highlights.
Not the IWS one. The one they had in, I think it was GCW, I think.
Yeah, the most recent one.
Oh, my God. Bill Romanowski, the Blood Hunter, could beat... That's a guarantee. If it's Hannibal under the mask, whoever it is under that mask, the Blood Hunter, probably the biggest heel in professional wrestling.
Murderhawk. Blood Hunter versus Murderhawk Monster.
Blood Hunter's undefeated.
First blood match.
Blood Hunter's undefeated, so...
First blood match.
As much as everybody hates the guy, I'm scared of that
monster anymore, though.
Who? Blood Hunter?
No, the Murderhawk.
No, it's...
Okay, let's just get right to it, because I had a lot of bones to pick with this no disqualification.
He's no Meadowlands monster.
Before you say that, Bruno, there's a comment here that I want to read out. It's very interesting from Clark Street Wrestling. What do you guys think of AEW giving 2 back-to-back women matches? Because we don't usually see that, right?
It felt like they were just trying to get them out of the way. It's like, oh shit, we forgot about the broads.
Yeah,
get out there.
You know what? Like, I don't know. I think they could have had Serena Deeb do that. Maybe, well, I don't know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Who's in charge back there? Who's figuring this out? But it's it's
your boy, Cody.
They have to keep the AEW women's division hot as much as they can, because a lot of people are saying right now that the AEW women's division is a lot better than the WWE women's division. I don't know about that comment. That's pretty crazy to say, but
what he's saying, it's like 2 back-to-back, and I think it's not just women's matches. It's any match. Like 2 back-to-back hardcore matches would be too much. 2 back-to-back triple threat matches would be too much.
Well, because
especially any gimmick match. Not to say they're gimmick matches, but it's in a different attraction. So
what's happening? What's happening now is that I think they have too many women on the roster. So it's scrambling time. So it's like, who do we put out there? Like, who do we trust? Who do we want to get? Like.
2 hours,
so it's hard, but it's great to see the women having two back-to-back matches, but maybe not back-to-back matches. Not to sound like you know what I mean, but I don't know. It's just the
watch your words, eh?
I was happy.
You know what? The era we're in here. If they're gonna go after Rogan, when we make it big, they'll find you say something here.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, and
Congo better hope they don't search back on the archives.
Off the top
scrub those records.
Off the top ropes podcast says, I believe Kenny Omega is in charge of the women's division, and I think that is true. If he is the person in the back doing it now, I don't know, but kudos to him if he's in charge of the women's division. It's going great. Not as good as the WWE women's division, but it's going to get close soon. So I don't know. Maybe with Ronda Rousey coming back, I think WWE just took the extra step forward, but I don't know. I think maybe something has to happen. There's nobody going that's credible enough to take the title away from Britt Baker, right? Who's credible enough? You built Jade Cargill so good that who's going to take the title off her now? You know, like they built these 2 champions up so well.
Title for title.
I don't know, but no, they're gonna. That's not. Yeah, but yeah, okay, I could see that. If that's the last case scenario, right? Because if they have nothing.
Listen, Britt Baker's the type of chick, she's going to see Jade Cargill coming a mile away, and she's going to be like, no, I'm going to cut this bitch off at the knees, take her momentum, and show why I'm the fucking best woman in AEW.
Enzo Medicino just said Brandy Rhodes will take the belt off Britt. I'll puke on
Brandy Rhodes can't even wrestle a sentence out of her fucking mouth.
Well, considering that she calls herself a wrestler, so.
Wasn't she... before she got pregnant, she was supposed to fight with Jade, right? So if she goes for a belt, she might have to go against Jade Cargill instead.
She's gonna restart that rivalry with Jade.
I mean, it can't be Brandy Rhodes that breaks Jade Cargill's undefeated streak. That'll be.
You know what?
But could she be that conceited that she makes herself be the one?
Here's a better question: would anyone care?
Well,
it'll ruin any hype or any like excitement they could get off of that winning streak of Jade Cargill, and they'll completely just put it out like, bam, like instead of using a fire to light fireworks, you're using a fire and throwing water on it. And that's
I think Bill Romanowski's from the Hannibal TV YouTube channel, great channel as well. Go check them out. Bill, if you have a second, hit that subscribe button, help us, support us. Thank you very much. Let's continue with the action here. For the AEW Dynamite review.
Texas death match.
Beats the crap out of the other girl 1 minute. Then Texas death match. Here we go. Let's unpack this because, again, the rules sometimes get to me a little bit, as much as I love AEW. No disqualification match or everything okay. So they start, the music's playing, Murderhawk Monster.
Did they say that? Did they say that? Or because we just assumed because it's a death match death match is usually no holds bar match, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly.
Yeah.
That'll tie into the finish. There's no holds barred.
You basically don't have to say it. You're
start
telling
fighting
us, right?
in the back. They didn't even get to the ring yet.
Yeah.
So they fight. They come out to the rampway, beating the crap out of each other, and the bell rings. So right away, are they supposed to get into the ring for that bell to ring? Is whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's already like right there. Who cares about that rule? They just ring the bell. They didn't even take their freaking vests off yet. And then, but it started intense. At least they started beating the crap out of each other. Hard hits through the wall and through the entrance. Anything? What did you guys? They did a bunch of crazy crap. Crazy
when
things.
he gave him this finisher on the stairs and he bounced off and bounced his head off the ring post.
Yeah.
And that's another scenario where the show is overtaking the spotlight away from the actual AEW champion, because being the AEW champion is one thing, but being somebody that's not appreciated. I honestly, I think people are not appreciating Hangman Adam Page as much as they were before when he was chasing the belt.
I know how
that's what happens sometimes too, right? Is when you are chasing the belt, it's a lot easier to chase than to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it's and plus wrestlers sometimes are better chasing the title. Like Austin was always great chasing the title.
Yes.
Triple H was great at keeping the title.
Bryan Danielson was better at chasing the champion than
The Rock.
Anything. Exactly,
keeping the title.
But the best wrestlers,
the
best wrestlers are the ones that are able to have it and still be relevant. That's the thing, right? Could you say that Kevin Owens, even though everyone says it was a bullshit run that he had with Universal title when he was with Chris Jericho, but he was relevant. People loved it. People were eating his promos, his stupidity, his laughs, everything. They were eating them alive. So I think that they have to do something with Adam Page that, I don't know. There has to be something that has to happen. But I want to just go back to the comments here quick. Off the top ropes podcast says Tessa Blanchard, Jordan Grace, and Charlotte Flair are the only two neck and neck with Britt Baker and Jade Cargill. Yeah, I could see that. Jordan Grace, great wrestler. That's Gresham's wife, if I'm not mistaken, from Ring of Honor. She lost to Cardona last week in Impact. But then there's another comment here. Brandy should have an umbilical cord match from Gapes. I just don't want to see Brandy at all. That's just my opinion. And then
it's going to be in a placenta match next week.
off the top
placenta on a pole match.
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
Vince Russo match.
This was a match that made people look at Page more serious than ever.
Yeah,
the loser has to eat Dewdrop's underwear.
Because in retrospect, he won a title match. He defended it. Great. He's been defending it. And it was in a death match, hardcore match. It just puts another notch on his character going forward, right? So I understand where that's going. But
do you think the Blood Hunter would have been proud of the whole licking of the floor?
Yeah, that was
Blood Hunter's an animal. I don't know.
Oh man, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
One of my favorite things.
And
you
the
know
Blood Hunter's timeless because he was at Royal Rumble 92.
And he's undefeated as well. Yeah.
And with Mr. Fuji.
But I think something has to happen with Adam Page. I don't know if somebody has to join him, like a friend or something. Like, I don't know. There has to be, because he's all alone. Hey, if you look at it, everybody.
That way. Like that cowboy gimmick, it's better.
Everybody has someone that they're like feuding with or friends with.
He's
or
got
like
the Dark Order
people, right?
No,
yeah, but
man, the Dark Order took away from so much.
I don't know, man.
Standing there with 87 people around them all the time.
Yeah, but at least it made him a little bit relevant, and people were.
Yeah, but he's gonna need the Dark Order now because now he's going against fucking Adam Cole, baby.
Well, there you go. So we're gonna see some more Young Bucks versus Dark Order, Adam Cole versus Dark Order,
Undisputed Era against Dark Order.
Evil Uno. Evil Uno was surprisingly one of the top.
What are the Young Bucks gonna do?
One of the
Young
top
Bucks
10.
Gonna side with Adam Page. They're gonna side with Adam Cole. It's the Adams versus Adam.
I don't know.
Baby. Are they all merging as the Adams family?
Adam Cole will be
the
AEW World Champion in the future. And probably, you know what? I'm going to even go one step further and say he'll be the AEW World Champion in 2022. How about that?
I hope
I'll tell you this.
He goes to the gym one day and just does just at least do like the California workout there. Like bench press, barbell a little bit. It's like he's skinny, so at least he'll have like.
Adam Cole will win the AEW World Title when Roman Reigns loses the Universal Title.
Oh wow, okay. Who's gonna win it and or lose it first? Do you think?
Oh yeah.
You think Adam Cole's gonna win it before Roman Reigns loses it?
Roman Reigns will lose it before Adam Cole wins it.
Okay. So
you heard it here, folks.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first. The spoilers on the ball here.
Hey, I acknowledge my tribal chief.
You're not. But I think we need Adam Cole and Hangman Adam Page in a segment, in a story. Yeah. It's going to elevate Hangman Adam Page a little bit more than he's doing right now, and I think that win or lose, and that's the thing. Like now, do you give that little push to Adam Cole to beat Hangman Adam Page right off the bat, or
no? Please, no, man. There's so many guys that look like heavyweight champions and guys that look like professional wrestlers. If they go from, they give the Hangman, who people are arguing that he may have been too early if they gave it to him, like we've all said, a lot of people have been saying. Yeah. They give the Adam Cole, who also looks like, we're all questioning, A, how is he even number one contender? B, he looks again like a.
Well, you know why he's the number one contender? Because he came out at the end. He came out at the end and he told everybody, "I'm the number one contender." And I hate to say it again. Trax has been really watching the AEW Dynamites with me and everything.
At least earned my number one contendership.
And he said it today. He said it today. He said, why do they put the records under the when they come out? And it doesn't make any sense that guy is not the number one contender, and why is someone else the number one contender when he has a better record than that guy?
Is that what they do in the college football?
Like,
where it's
come on.
Your win-loss record, it depends on who you beat and shit, or your division.
If we've learned anything from watching wrestling over the years, we know that the last person to be seen on camera is the number one contender.
There you go. So and the guy that comes down the aisle.
If JR is the last one on camera, then he's fucking fighting Adam Page next week in a Bell's palsy on a pole match.
One thing I look forward to next week that has to do with this show, but not directly.
I missed you, Kyle.
I hope I get to hear Jim Cornette comment on the fact that following this show, we didn't get to watch it because it probably just happened, that Chris Jericho is on a fast food reality show.
So I was watching that when we started this show because the stream I was watching AEW on carried into that show. That's why I brought up, did he have plastic surgery?
Okay, yeah. I just hope that we get to see. I just want to hear what Jim Cornette has to hear about the fact
that he looks different than he was on AEW than on this show. You're saying, or?
Well, he didn't have a beard.
Okay.
And his eyes were like this.
Okay.
Looks like he got that Beverly Hills facelift. Yeah.
If there's going to be one person that knows anything about Chris Jericho, that's Joey Cassata. So maybe I might throw him a text there and see what he says. But it'll be pretty interesting.
Celebrated a birthday a couple weeks ago.
I know.
Yeah,
Joey Cassata, back on the road. But they got to do something with Hangman Adam Page. It's I don't know. I think if he was a heel, he wouldn't be going through this right now. You know, like the being in limbo and people not appreciating him. Because I'm sure people appreciate him.
More. He needs to have like you said, he's
he chased it for how long? He chased it for how long against Kenny Omega?
Adam Cole's a guy who needs to have the belt on.
Yes, he needs to be. He needs to be at the
Page
top
is
of that.
better as a chaser. You feel bad for him. He gets screwed. Like you said, Stone Cold was good chasing the belt, right?
Yeah.
I'm not Adam Cole. I mean Hangman Adam Page. I feel Hangman Adam Page is better as a guy that keeps getting screwed and is, screwed by the system, screwed by people, and he's chasing. I like him more like that. As a champion, I feel it was too soon.
Well, we have a comment here that says Lance loved Lance doing the blackout to Hangman on the stairs. Jim Cornette is funny on his podcast. He complains about everything. That's for sure. But you got to respect him.
My goal is, I have a new goal now. I want to get Jim Cornette to join us for an AEW review one night. That's
never going to happen. The closest thing you'll ever get is the guy I had on last week, James from the Wrestling Shoot interviews. He's in contact with Jim Cornette, probably not for good friends, but friends enough to say like he was supposed to come on his show and do something. But there's a thing that Jim Cornette doesn't like to be on video That's why he does his podcast on just the audio with the picture on the YouTube and that. And supposedly his co-host Brian doesn't like being filmed at all. So there's something there, but yeah, that's the gist of that. But James was always trying to get him on. He's always in contact with him. So if someone is going to get him on, I think James will. So from the Wrestling Shoot interviews, go check that out as well on our YouTube page and subscribe to him as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
On that note.
So overall, great show. I enjoyed it.
What about the predictions for next week?
We have only two matches announced.
So let's run them down fast.
So the
rapid fire.
Thunder Rosa.
Ass boys are losing.
What's going on, D? What's going on, D? Sorry you're late. It's okay, man. As long as you came in tonight to support us here, we thank you very much for that.
Are you related to John Cena?
No, she's not. Let's go rapid fire on the predictions for next week.
Oh, you said the Ass Boys are next week, Kyle.
Yeah, against Jungle Express. Or
Okay,
is that Rampage?
I think it's Rampage. It's Rampage.
Oh, okay. Well,
Dynamite,
there you go.
they just announced the Thunder Rosa against Mercedes Martinez match, no DQ, and the Inner Circle tag match.
Okay, so honestly, like I said before, Jericho. This is Jericho's time to turn heel. Chair shots galore with Jake Hager, and baby faces are born with Santana and Ortiz. I'm sure Bufo will be happy about that.
I hope.
Yeah,
I hope.
Shout out to him. He's always posting shit on Instagram.
He's the best, man. He's the best, man. He's actually very good friends with Santana and Ortiz, and I always get this mixed up. He was the one that formed that tag team because he told, I'm going to go with Santana, because he said to Santana, he goes, we have a show tonight in New York. You can wrestle on it if you have a tag team partner. And Santana went out and got Ortiz as the partner, and they never looked back. That's how the tag team started, back in early 2000s, I think.
So in the Ring podcast.
So Bufa has a big things for he created that tag team more or less, but big shout out to him. Go check him out. Like I said, I got Jericho and Hager next week. Chair shots galore. Claudio.
Chair shots galore.
I'm gonna go with the new Jericho. You know, since he quote unquote has plastic surgery, I'm sure he's gonna have some new moves no one's gonna see coming.
That's my friend. Hey, don't make fun of him.
No, I'm not making fun. I'm just saying, Jericho's gonna win. Fuck.
Jericho's gonna win. I say. Go. Kyle.
Sorry.
I'm gonna say Santana or Ortiz are gonna win just because, and they're gonna do it clean.
Really?
Because I think they're gonna keep going with this boring fucking Jericho shit that they got going on with now, where he's just like, eh.
Is that a spoiler
or
tune in next week? Find out.
I think to solidify Jericho's heel turn, Jericho's gonna win, but it's good because Eddie Kingston comes out and helps Jericho. So you have the sympathy play for Santana Ortiz. So that'll because everyone's expecting it to be Eddie Kingston coming out,
or this,
and if he does come out, they're gonna think he's gonna fuck.
Or this,
Jericho.
they have the match. They have the match, clean win. Either way, Jericho goes for the handshake, and Santana and Ortiz, screw you, we're out of here, kind of thing. Like to continue the storyline. If Eddie Kingston doesn't show up next week, so
hopefully Kingston doesn't slip on a banana peel going to the ring or something.
You know what? Like Kyle said, if two members are going to be out of the Inner Circle, that means they need two more. Why not call Jeremy Prophet and fill in that spot on the Inner Circle? So
not call Bufa.
Yeah, and call
Jeremy
Bufa.
Prophet.
By the way, Gapes.
I think Bufa would go with Santana Ortiz.
Yeah, I love what Gapes wrote. Jericho should hire the Island Boys.
There you go.
The Island Boys.
Oh man.
You heard it here first.
I'd love to see those guys catch up beating. But anyways,
Claudio, sing the Island Boys song.
I'm not singing the Island Boys.
Sing it, Claudio.
I'm not singing it.
Come on,
Claudio. One time, please.
Come on.
I'm not. No.
Come on.
No.
I'll let you host 2 offbeat shows.
Hosting the next one. No way, you are.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
You could be hosting it. You just got to tell me who you are.
I'm not. I'm not hosting. I'm not singing the Island Boys.
Maybe next week, folks. But thanks for everybody in the chat that tuned in tonight. The Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. Side note: Earl Cole. There was Kofi Wheatston. The Circle of Debate.
The Island Boys
Gapes as well. There was some new members that came in. There was What's his name? As well as Off the Top Ropes podcast as well. And I'm trying to find the name here. Mr. Rolly on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in with all the questions here tonight. Enzo Medicino as well. A to the Tracks. Find them every single Monday at 9 p.m.
Send everybody who commented in that chat a handwritten letter too.
At 9 p.m. And don't forget, we are Jofo in the Ring. We are on Twitch. We are on YouTube. We're on all those social media platforms. Type in Jofo in the Ring. You'll find us on every single social media platform, YouTube, Twitch.
The Island Boys are looking
Look for us specifically in your sister's ass.
And subscribe. Thanks, Rolly, for tuning in. Select a Brew. Tell us where they can find your piece of
Jofo Podcast, Monday nights, 9 p.m. Jofo Podcast YouTube channel. And that's the only thing you need to know.
And Claudio, tell them where they can find you on your 65 other podcasts.
34 on Sunday nights at 8:30. But tomorrow night, if you're in Montreal, I'm going to be on a comedy show called The Love at number 10. So that's going to be fun.
Let's hand it over to Kyle, the spoiler Morin. What's going on, Kyle?
I will not be on that show because Hasher doesn't answer my messages.
There you go. Screw you, Hasher.
He's a smart man, that Hasher. He's a very smart man.
Yeah.
Any comedy? Any stuff coming up with comedy for you, Kyle?
Yeah, March 7th is my next date.
Nice.
At I believe I don't know if it'll be McKibbin's or not, but maybe, who knows?
I
if anyone's in the,
I think it's gonna be McKibbin's. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're doing it at Peroni's, right?
Yeah.
So if anyone's if anyone's in the Montreal area, go check out Kyle and Claudio, the two funniest guys in Montreal. And coming up, there's the IWS event, March 12th. The Black Quebecois versus TDT. If Jeremy loses the match, they must disband as a tag team. We'll get to see what's going to happen. I'll be there live, and I'll also be there on March 6th at the WWE event where Ronda Rousey will be in action. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And remember, wrestling is life.
Delete.